All right, take two. Let's try that again. For the 4 of you that were listening live and going, what the fuck just happened? We're back. Little technical difficulties, but we have figured it out. The Minnesota Pubcast. We are still recording live at Bergamo's, in case you did hear the first little rendition of this. I am here with my friends. Well, I was with my friend Shelby Bars. She's already gone. No, I'm here with Shelby Bars and Tim Rasmussen. Give you guys a little. Oh, look at that! Oh, the crowd's happy.
Thanks, guys.
Crowd's happy to see you.
Appreciate it.
They obviously have never heard you guys, but anyway. So the Minnesota Pubcast. Now, as I just said, we had some technical difficulties. We did about a 6-minute show. That was fantastic. That was some of the best podcasting I've ever done. But now we're gonna start it over, and we still can because you guys didn't respond to the question that is coming up right here, and that is whether or not I'm an asshole. So let's set it back up. Car wash. Yesterday I'm heading out to Minneapolis to do the show at our new Alive and Social Studios. Heading out to do the Jeff Dubé show. And thought I'd stop and get a car wash, but there's a line about 14,000 cars long. So I, wait for a couple cars and then say, screw it, I'm out of here. Pull out. Pull out. Speaking of off-air stuff. And so I decided to, after the show, after doing the Dubé's podcast and checking out the new digs, head back and head back to the old Holiday and go to get my car wash. And there's this guy's car, BMW, just sitting right in front of the little thing where you pay or you put in your code, and the car's empty. And there's no one to be seen, and there's no one to be found. And I'm just like, what the hell's going on here? And I swear it's because of the huge long line earlier, and I'll get to why, that my first instinct was that this guy's being a prick. But so I leave, I'm like, screw it, I'm out of here. But of course, and I drive out a little slowly though, because I'm waiting to see if whoever this jerk is going to come out to their car. And I see the guy come out of the gas station and start heading that way, so I know it's him. So I whip around, head to the back of the gas station, pull right up behind him, and you guys asked the last time on the first take, how I said it, and I think I remember exactly how I said it. But I pulled up.
Tone is important.
It is. I pulled up and I said, hey, thanks for blocking that. I think that's all I said. I said, hey, thanks for blocking it.
Brilliant.
Like, roll down my way. And by the way, if I'm not a car, I never fucking say this. If we're at Target, in line or something, there's no way I have the balls to say this to the guy. But I have my car around me. I'm protected in my metal shell, so I got balls. And so I just, but instead of this, I'll tell you what he did, and then we'll get to maybe what I thought he would have said or what you guys thought should have been said. But he just freaks out and immediately is like, hey, you fucking asshole, what the fuck? Like, fuck you, man. The fucking code wasn't working. Like, and he's cursing at me and literally coming at me, like walking toward my car.
Like, come at me, bro.
I thought he was coming at me, bro. And so I was completely taken aback because I'll tell you what I expected. Then you guys let me know if I was an asshole for the comment. But what I expected him to say was, hey, man, relax. Code didn't work. Sorry. That would have been good enough to me.
Absolutely.
I didn't expect him to freak out on me. Now, what I said, and this is, I want you guys to let me know, but what I said could have been taken as maybe kind of an asshole thing. Kind of like, hey, smartass, go fuck yourself. I can understand him having that thought.
Yes.
But the saying it was what the part that freaked me out. So, but all right, you guys, what do you think? Was I an asshole for saying that? Was I warranted in saying it?
Well,
would you have said it?
I probably wouldn't have said it. I probably would have thought it. But I feel like you were jumping to conclusions right away. Like, you didn't know that the code box didn't work.
Right.
But, once again, he needs to...
Proper car wash etiquette.
Etiquette would be, there's nobody behind you, pull out, put your car back.
The theme of the show, by the way,
is pull out. Which always
pull out.
Always.
Is 100%.
No. You pull out, you get away, you remove yourself from the situation because you
take yourself out.
Because you don't want to slow down somebody else in their evening. So because you're
But here's where I'm going to defend him a little, because I would imagine if the code didn't work, maybe the next person wouldn't have even been able to get in. Maybe like the thing's not working.
But I would always think, I'm a nice guy.
Nice guy, I know.
Always think, but I would funny.
Funny.
And I was,
Where's the,
but
where's the haha when you need
I
it?
was looking for it. I can't find it. Where is the damn Nelson? God damn it. Well,
Okay.
we'll get better
Here
at this.
we go. Here's. Oh,
There it
okay. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Friends, I guess. We're friends.
Real buddies
Listen,
on this
though,
show.
I do. There is a social etiquette where you need to. You can't just go, well, my car's here. I'm going to leave it there and go walk around. Remove yourself from the situation.
Or wouldn't you think that since you didn't do that, you are in a weird position. The way you left your car parked in a line.
And you might be ready for a smart-ass remark.
Okay, well, okay, so what if it would have been me walking out of the car, though? Like a blonde girl. You would have been like, oh, I'm
Yeah,
totally
baby.
expecting this.
That's all it would have been. No, but I mean, female.
No, you know what I'm
don't
saying?
care.
Like,
Is
you
your
guys.
car broken down?
Yeah,
You
right,
need
right.
help, you need
What
a
can
ride.
I do for you?
Exactly.
Do you want me
See?
to wash your car
See?
for you? You
need a
screw
ride.
the car
But
wash.
because
Got
it was a guy, it's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
You're blocking
Yep.
the fucking
Goddamn
car
right.
wash.
Yes.
I hate you.
Well, it depends on the attractiveness of the girl, age,
Well,
weight.
no,
if
right.
she has yoga pants on
Yeah,
or
you're
not.
Right. No, yeah, 40-year-old.
If there's like a Henry Sibley sticker in the window and she's got like a 17.
Well, now we're right up your alley.
Oh my god.
Then yes, then you go, oh, hi, what's wrong? But
Okay, so what I'm taking away from this is, in general, I wasn't an asshole. Maybe I could have handled it a little differently, but it was an overreaction on his part, wouldn't you say?
Overreaction.
But he was probably annoyed that the car wash wasn't working.
Yeah,
like,
see,
he
that's
was
where I kinda get him
irritated
to a little.
already.
So he had an irritation before you, and then like.
But I mean, I thought the guy wanted to fight me for
Okay,
saying,
hold on a
hey
second.
man, thanks for parking there.
Were you confident in your ability to take him?
No, I was confident in my ability to put it in reverse.
To put him in reverse? But when you saw him walk to his car, you went, oh, I can be a dick because he looks small.
You're right. He was not 6'4".
Yeah, I know. Okay,
260,
see, also
you know?
that would change the
It
fact.
kind of makes
He
you
was
mad that he was
5'8".
driving a BMW as well.
I think that played into it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is.
Like, screw you, you're driving
if it's
a
an
nice-ass
escort,
car.
you know, whatever.
How? Yeah, if he's 6'4", he's like The Rock.
Yeah.
If The Rock comes, you go. You're
I've got
just like,
no
you're
comment.
like, hey, is it working?
What can I do for you, man? Yeah. No.
Everything's
It's
going.
the same, goes like the same as the girl. Hey, man, you need a jump?
Is
Like,
the
hey,
car
what can I do
wash?
for you? You want me to watch it? Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it's being that it was, he seemed like, I mean, if it really came down to it, it's at least a 50-50. You know, I wasn't going to get my ass kicked. But I thought he might even be like, go fuck yourself. But the last thing I thought was he was going to be like, fuck you, man, I'm going to get physical on you for that.
How he
close
Move, yeah, let's say,
did
did
he
he move
get?
from his car towards yours? Did he actually
Yes, he
physically
took
walk?
4 steps toward my car.
And then when did you roll the window up?
And then I hit the child locks and roll the window back up and
It's too
kicked
bad
it into reverse,
it's
and
too
then he
bad
went,
you
I don't know.
don't have manual windows where you get your arm, you get the
crank
arm
'em
twirl,
real fast.
crank, yeah.
I can't get it up fast enough.
Yeah, you're like, oh my god, you like slip and it's not, it's, okay, so
all right.
So that was a fun little
No, that was all right. So that's
night
a good way
for
to.
you.
Yeah,
you,
no,
you got the blood going a little bit.
it did.
Right?
It is like when you get pulled over. You know, that just,
just like-
immediate hearts
just
racing.
boom,
Flight or
adrenaline
fight or whatever is
flowing.
just turned on immediately. So anyway, fuck that guy. God, I hope I see him again someday. What else do we want to talk about? I don't even have the list up anymore because everything went to hell on this show for a second there.
Well, I want to talk about Bonnaroo lineup, but that
No,
was...
I actually do want to get into that. I saw all the what? Is there like 50 acts? Is it more than that? How many
there's
is it?
Isn't it
hundreds?
way more than
is
that.
it 4 days?
It's,
thought I saw 4
days. Thursday through Sunday.
Should we do that? Is that our next? Should we go to Bonnaroo topic right away, buddy?
Yeah,
There's
let's
a
go.
lot of good
I'm down.
people
I
there.
like talking music, and like I said in the 5-minute little show that we did that doesn't count. I plan on going this year. My cousin works all the music festivals and has a little cafe. I think he calls it the Crossroads Cafe. For those of you who have maybe seen him at all the shows, I'm gonna go work it. That actually kind of sounds fun to me too. Just go down there, work it, slave myself away in a kitchen for.
You get to see all the shows for free. It'd be amazing.
So, who are you excited to see, Shel?
Mumford and Son's gonna be there. Kendrick Lamar, G-Eazy,
And these are the ones you
Childish
are
Gambino.
excited for.
Yeah,
Right.
these are the ones that.
Who do you think we might be excited for?
Billy
Shel?
Joel.
What a dick.
Hold on. Okay.
I've actually seen Billy Joel when I was 4.
Can we talk
so I've
about?
already...
I love that Bonnaroo will always throw in the older, like.
Oh, for sure.
They did like Paul McCartney, Tom Petty.
Tom Petty was
Then
2
Elton
years
John
ago.
played-
Elton John was
Uncle
last
John.
year, yeah.
Elton John.
Uncle John.
It's interesting to me that they'll throw in like the one.
And they're the
throwback.
headliner of the
Yeah.
Yeah, they
weekend.
always are. Yeah. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, why do
they
you guys
do
think
it?
that?
Show, how many
Just
times have you
to-
been now? 2 or 3?
2. This summer will be my 3rd.
Okay.
I think that it's like it's one of those things that they want the kids to know how good, like a guy that's toured in front of thousands of millions of people over his career, they can come in and crush it still, and kind of show like, hey, Kendrick Lamar, this is how you do it.
But business-wise, though, where does that? I mean, Bonnaroo's paying Paul McCartney $30,000. You know, how is that worth
You don't
it?
think they're paying him more than anybody else?
They are for sure paying him more than
He
anybody
said
else.
30,000. He's probably making $1 million for that.
For one show, no, they don't make that much, dude. I mean, maybe
There's
McCartney
like-
makes 50, 100. They don't make more than that.
I mean, there's a ton of people that go to Bonnaroo, though.
I know,
would like
but that's
to
why
know.
I don't know how they're doing that. Because to me, you're not
Well, yeah,
you're
you
not
gotta
meeting
pay.
I agree
audience
with-
demand there.
Well,
like
I agree with Tim, and it's kind of, I feel like, just pleasing everyone,
Yeah,
you
no,
know?
like it's one of those things, in my opinion, like if you don't remember the past, kind of thing where it's almost like
Appreciate
these people,
your
yeah,
elders.
appreciate your elders, appreciate the guys that paved the way for rock and roll or whatever, for these things to happen, and to kind of show like, wow, we have more like they have more influence on the music you're listening to than you realize.
okay, I would love for those to be the reasons. I mean, those are wonderful reasons.
Thanks.
I don't think that's
Thanks.
the reason. To me,
What do you think?
But I mean, is your
I think it's about money. I think that they somehow are selling more tickets because Paul McCartney's there, that doesn't make any sense to me. But bottom line, Bonnaroo's not spending that money just to get kids to like old music. There's no
not,
way.
But let's say let's say you're the organizer, correct?
Yeah.
You're John.
I'm Mr. Bonnaroo.
Yeah.
Call me Jason
And you're
Bonnaroo.
Jason Bonnaroo. And you.
Speaking of server pet peeves that we're gonna get to later. Oh no, he's got to get his last.
Okay.
That's
wow.
that's
That
very
was-
Okay,
different. I was
okay,
we
wow.
were about to have some fun there.
Aneurysm.
We're real judgmental over
So
here.
and you went, I want to do new acts, but to me it would be great if we did this, regardless of how much it costs, because I'm a music fan and I want people to I want the kids, the 19-year-old kid, the 21-year-old kid to understand like where a lot of this is coming from. Even like I know it doesn't make sense. Like, well, why would you want to lose money here?
Well, you know what? The Current does the same thing, and they even talk about that in some of their kind of promos, where they're like, we play today's music, and then we show you like where it came from. I think
not
there's maybe the
saying-
same kind of thing going.
Yeah,
but-
I mean,
But does the Coachella do this? I swear there's
Coachella-
somebody going to this year's that's like this,
Here's
where
what
it's like
I've
an
noticed
old
from
band.
Coachella is they bring back a band that's reuniting a
Okay.
lot, like Blur and Stone Roses. I'm not sure if you know who they are, but
I know Blur. I don't know. Stone
they
Roses.
brought those bands back when they were like, oh, we're reuniting this for like a summer tour, and like, okay, cool, bring them on. I don't know if they've ever done like. Do you remember if Coachella's done Billy Joel or the Eagles or
I
something?
mean, some of them are the same as Bonnaroo that year, and I believe Coachella does 2 weekends instead of like Bonnaroo just does the 1 weekend.
Yeah, I think that's right.
So you've been
And
to
it's a
Bonnaroo,
bunch
right?
of What?
How easy is it to miss a band you want to see
Oh
because
my
another
god,
one's playing?
so easy.
She was Well, I was asking her last year or the year before. You called me from there, and I'm like, "Did you see so and so?" The band that I really wanted to see, not necessarily
was
one that
Tame
you wanted
Impala
to see. Tame
last
Impala.
year,
That's
wasn't it?
And I was like,
I
"Did you see
think-
Tame Impala?"
yeah.
She's like, "I don't even know.
I don't know.
I think I missed them." You know,
That's
that
the
is
problem. That's
Bonnaroo.
what I
mean,
worry
Well,
about
and
when I
it's
would go
like-
to those shows.
But
I'd
I
be
would.
like,
There would be appointment. However
would you
wanna
write?
say
Would you
that,
wait
like-
on your arm like
Well-
a marker? Like, okay.
Well, no, like
here's
they
I have it in my
have,
phone. I would have
they
it somewhere.
they
You'd
have
probably lose your
apps,
phone.
and you can pick out your schedule for the day.
There's actually
The-
apps for it.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
You can plan your whole weekend based on when shows are, but the thing that sucks, it's like I don't want to go to a show by myself.
Oh,
'Cause
someone
the
else
rest
doesn't
of-
want to see it. or
Yeah, if
whatever?
the rest of the people are going to a show you don't really know, you're going to go with the rest of the
If
people.
it's a band you really love, you wouldn't go by yourself.
Well,
I mean, you're
no,
a female.
I did.
You probably
I did.
shouldn't. but-
Last year, yeah, I did. I went to no, I can't even think of it. Not Childish Gambino. Chance the Rapper. I went to him with just one other person. Yeah.
Sorry.
And so did 4 other people. But
Actually, no, I bet there were thousands of people at that
I'm looking.
show.
I know, I'm kidding. But I'm looking at this lineup, and I noticed Tears for Fears is on the lineup, which is brilliant.
That is brilliant.
Like,
but
I don't even know who that is.
Do they only play Shout Shout?
They have
and
4. Well, they play the 4.
You just play those, the ones that we all know, right?
Well,
except for Shelby.
Head over here, heels, shout,
right.
sowing the seeds of love.
And everybody wants to rule the world.
Everyone wants to rule the world. And then it's see you later.
Do any of those even sound familiar to you, Shelby?
No.
I mean, they all are 80s music.
If you heard them, you would know them. But,
Yeah.
And I noticed...
Hey,
You've heard them at
Also-
least in movies.
Ronnie Bars is live listening.
Oh, really?
Just
Ron.
if you want to shout out
I hope
him
you didn't
right
catch
now.
the theme of the show.
I'm not only going to shout out to Ronnie, as I'm going to shout out to
Ronnie.
Watertown, where I have family.
Wow.
So Watertown, what up?
Sodak
Well,
Nation.
he's got to know everybody, so he could actually literally give him a shout out
It's
for
a
you.
thriving metropolis, Jason. So don't.
Population 400.
Anyway, just had to interrupt. Sorry.
And Robert Plant is also there, which is interesting.
I would love to see Robert Plant.
He's not gonna. Is he gonna play any Zepp? You think? Does he throw on a
He's
Zepp?
got a lot of solo stuff.
He's got a lot of
and
a
that
new
we don't
record,
wanna
and
hear,
a new
yeah.
solo record,
Yeah.
which nobody wants to hear. That.
Right.
you're like,
And like I said, I'm a big fan, and I don't want to hear any
can we
of
play
that
Going to
shit.
California, please? Like, come on.
Right.
Like, come
I
on.
want to hear some Led Zeppelin or Go Home. And he's one of those guys. I mean, he's a great singer. There's no way he can sing like he used to anyway. He's way too old for that stuff. That's like, and Billy Joel. How does Billy Joel sound these days? I have no idea.
Yeah, he hasn't been. When's the last time he went on a massive tour?
I don't know. Well, he's coming here. I mean, remember?
Is
You don't
he-
remember that? The whole build-up, like Target Field, it was a show at Target Field, and there were like 3 days before it, they announced we got this huge act. There's all this speculation, and then it was
Is he
Billy
playing
Joel.
this summer?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
great.
and everyone in the Twin Cities went, oh.
Oh, really?
Like it was just like the whole place. It was one of these.
Yeah.
Like everybody's just like, oh shit.
Well, that's
Which I feel
unfortunate.
so badly because I mean Billy Joel is an icon.
Everyone
and-
wishes it was Kendrick Lamar.
Every person, no. Well, they want it to be.
I'd
Kenny,
go see Kendrick
They
Lamar,
wanted to be
I will
Kenny
say that.
Chesney and Tim McGraw.
That's
Lizard.
True.
And they're already
Very
coming,
true.
so
It's terrible.
they wanted
state
them
we
to
live
pick up
in.
another show. Actually, is
Yeah,
what
like, can they just-
people here were hoping
or like
for.
on Taylor Swift or
or Sam Hunt. Is that the one that Portia and Marie are big fans of?
Oh,
Shelby, you
God.
might know. These are
Sam
friends of ours.
Smith?
Yeah.
No.
It's Sam Hunt.
Is
It's
it?
Sam Hunt.
Okay.
Wow. I hate that I know that. Jesus.
You got.
I know there's like a
problems.
country Sam and then a
Yeah, Sam.
hip hop R&B.
Sam Hunt is like the half hip hop, half country guy.
Okay.
I'm
I
gonna-
think
there's
there's a
no
Sam
worse
Smith
music
too, though.
than those. What?
I said I think there's a Sam Smith too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is not worse music than pop country with the tight bedazzled jean guy and like. You know what I mean?
Okay, well, small tangent here, but on the show Scorpion, one of the episodes, there's a computer program that this music guy is using, this producer is using to make like all the hits, and it's like it even lists like all these artists that are using this program to come up with the best songs, and that is what pop country / hip hop country is.
Well-
it's this formula. It's just talk about partying, talk about drinking,
Well,
have a
beer,
couple of like
truck.
little trucks in there, and
Trucks.
smoking in my truck, and you got it. Like boom,
beer
hit. Like
in
that's
my
all you gotta
truck.
say.
Well, there is a.
Oh my friends. Oh God.
There is a precedent on beats per second.
Yeah,
On
oh
what
yeah.
songs are the most like always? Any
Really?
number one hit will fall in between
Like a
like
certain
this beat
beat?
per second and
Yep.
this beat per second.
Yep. I
There's
believe that.
always a pace to
Well,
it.
think of any
That makes
bubblegum,
sense,
any
though.
bubblegum song. You can think of
Bubblegum.
they're all bubble. What did I say?
Bubble
Bubblegum.
gum.
I think I said
Bubble
bubblegum
gum.
shrimp.
Bubblegum
Bubblegum
Shrimp.
song.
Great movie.
But no, I think that. Well, anyway, we'll
Hold
move
on.
away from that tangent. Unless you guys got
You
something
two-
else on the
if
music.
you two are going, and I'm looking at the list. Sorry, we're going back to Bonnaroo.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
Here's who you should see, in my opinion, on this.
Okay.
On this, and I don't know a lot of hip hop, so excuse me if I leave that out. You have to see Spoon.
Oh yeah, I
They're the
forgot
best-
Spoon's there.
They're probably
I have
the
to see them.
best like veteran band in the business right now.
Okay.
They're-
Oh, on
they're-
that list, that's the one band. If I didn't see anybody else, I would have to see.
I've seen
Spoon.
them
Really?
twice at
That is
First
my
Ave,
one band,
and
yes.
I would. They're phenomenal live. They've been around for 15, 20 years, and they've made record after record, and they're brilliant. So yeah, Spotify, Spoon, just get to know
They're so good.
their catalog. My Morning Jacket, brilliant live. They're a little Allman Brothery rock and roll, but they can bring it. I've seen them also. I would definitely pay to see them again. And before I get too long-winded, War on Drugs, brilliant.
I like them. I've only heard a
Really
couple of
good
songs by
record,
them, but I like
probably
them.
one of the better records of 2014. So they got a lot of momentum. I would
And
definitely-
Atmosphere is on there. I mean,
Oh,
that's
really?
a hip hop group.
Yeah.
You
And
do
then
know.
obviously, If you
And
can
Trampled
see
by
Tears
Turtles.
for Fears.
I love Trampled by Turtles.
Yeah.
Oh, they're on here too?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. It's a long
So we
list.
got a Minnesota connection. That's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then, you got to see the 4 songs from Tears for Fears, and then fly home.
Now hold on. If you go, do you go out of your way to see Tears for Fears?
Yes.
You kind of have to, don't you?
I grew up literally MTV generation.
Oh yeah. My aunt had that CD.
I had that
Tape?
cassette.
Might have had that cassette
You had that
in the
cassette.
old car all the time. Yep, not CD.
I had their greatest hits. I play them on the jukebox at Burger Mo's. I would definitely go out of my way to see them.
I do play Tears for Fears on the jukebox here too, I will admit.
But the Bonnaroo could also be a place where you see an artist you don't know.
Right.
That you go, you know what? I've heard a lot of good things about Florence and Machine. Let's go see them.
Mhm.
That's happened a lot.
Because I've already
to
seen
me,
Spoon
actually.
twice. Do I need to see them for the third time?
Exactly.
Who knows? But I would definitely go see them if you haven't seen them.
How many stages?
There's which stage, what stage, this stage, that stage.
Wow.
And
At least they
then-
really simplify it so you can never
yeah,
get it mixed up.
I mean, if you're drunk,
The
it's
fuck?
very easy.
What
Or on-
stage
how many people
one-
aren't on drugs there? I mean, Jesus.
Which, what,
It's-
who, and how, and the who?
The who do?
Horton
I'd be
who's a who?
I'd be walking around going, do it the whole time.
Do what?
Do
And then
what
they
now?
opened the Kaleidoscope stage last year, which is where
You get stuck.
Where you really go if you're on drugs.
No, you get stuck.
Where-
You're like, you get the Oak Ridge Boys. You know, like you get Alabama. You're like, what did I pay $200 a day to see Oak Ridge Boys in Alabama? Damn it!
Oh my god. No, and I mean shows are going all day and all night until 5 in the morning, and then they have their disco Christmas barn tent going until 6, and then it's like the gates reopen at 7. So
Jesus.
there's always something to do. They have a water slide, they have a silent disco, so you just wear headphones in.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Water
What's
slide?
up? Water slide.
Wow. You had me at water slide.
They have a Ferris wheel.
I'm
They
I'm
have a
afraid of
water
heights.
fountain. They have everything there.
So when is it? June?
Yep.
June, yeah. I think it's the 16th
So is the
or
Tennessee
something.
is June in Tennessee
Miserable? Yeah.
Miserable?
Yes,
No, it's not
yep.
that hot yet, is
Oh
it?
my god.
I mean, it's
Is
muggy.
it dusty?
It's not. Well,
It's-
last year when we went, we took my car and we were pulling in, getting your cars, check your cars, get searched and everything, and it was so muddy and so rainy. And my
That's
friend
fun.
Adam was
I love that
driving
they
my
search
car.
the cars.
Yeah, so Adam's driving my car, and I'm like, hey, let's maybe not go through this mud puddle. What does he do? Let's go straight through it.
Stuck?
My car gets stuck. So we have to ask these other people to push my car out. It was
Let's go through a mud in a Corolla, or in the mud in a
in
Corolla.
a Corolla.
That's
yeah.
real smart, yeah.
Real nice. But
They're like, oh, look at
the
this
rest of the
douchebag
weekend
with
was
South Dakota
beautiful.
plates.
Yeah, I know.
Thinks he's mudding.
No, okay.
This is in South
Quick
Dakota.
little other tangent though when it comes to festivals, and my cousin who I'm gonna go work for. My cousin's been doing. I mean, he's 42 or something now.
Oh man.
He's real old. I mean, so he's literally been going to these shows for almost 30 years. I mean, he knows everybody. But I'll never forget one of the times he told me where they went. I think it might have been at the Somerset. Why can't I think of the Apple River? What's that called?
It's Somerset, Wisconsin.
But what is that? The Float Right Park or something?
Float
or
Right
anything
and-
other?
yeah.
It's been a multiple names. I
Yeah,
think.
that's true, that's
yeah. So
But he talked about pulling up to like an X Fest type of thing, or one of those kind of shows. But they came in like the back way where the bands go, and Tim, of all fucking people, you can relate to this. He said, "You just act like you're supposed to be there."
you can
And
sneak in anywhere you go.
And my cousin has like the gauged ear, like he's got the earring inside of his earlobe and long dreads, and like he looks like he fits the part. So he just pulls in, hey, I'm with the band, right the fuck through.
Well,
Absolutely.
Somerset
No
is
problem.
so easy to get into too. Like Bonnaroo, I feel like is on lockdown.
Well, Bonnaroo is known nationwide. Like
well,
that's
right,
looked at
but
very
we've
differently.
also gone to Somerset the last 3 years too, and it's like
Always-
it's nothing.
Always act like you
compared.
know what you're doing.
Right.
Do we want to tell our Arctic Monkey story?
You know,
You're what?
we can save it maybe. Like,
No, tell me.
no, I mean it's a long story. That's why maybe if we've gone through like
Did you say monkey?
Arctic monkeys?
Wow.
Oh,
Arctic
that
monkeys.
funky monkey?
I'll give
Brass
the
monkey?
short version. I won't give the part where we look really bad. But
Oh.
we Shelby and I told you this. We got into Arctic Monkeys at first
Oh,
hand,
I made us
For free. and then we fumbled the
Here's
fuck
the
out
fine.
of
If
it.
we're gonna talk
Yeah.
about it,
Okay.
if we're gonna talk about,
Yeah,
I'll,
just-
I'll
yeah.
explain. very short version, listeners. Ronnie. Ron's checked
He
out.
did say
He's
thanks
so
for the
checked
shout out, by
He
the
pulled
way.
out. You know what? He pulled out.
Oh,
well,
wow.
No, he didn't. Show me he's here. So,
Oh.
rim shot?
Where is it? God damn it.
Oh, okay. Too much. Too
All right,
much.
so Ron's here. So if you've ever been to First Avenue, or if you haven't, you should. There's another little stage called 7th Street Entry, and it's got its own entry for smaller shows. So we snuck through the restaurant part that leads into First Avenue, and literally...
Is it
this
connected
is
by the
a
bathrooms almost?
This is a sold-out show.
Yeah, there's a door that goes to the bar from there. Yeah.
Right,
There's
okay.
a sold-out show where tickets are going for $150, $200. It's on Valentine's
The first
Day.
person we asked for scalping on the street, I think they
200.
said 2 or 250 or something.
Yeah.
It was something
It's a
like,
br-
we were like,
it's so-
fuck
it's
that.
tight. We're like, yeah, we're not wealthy. So we go to the restaurant, have a beer. We cut through 7th Street Entry. I just go, I'm going to pull this door. You look like you know what you're doing. You don't look around. You just zone in.
Yep.
We get in. I see my other friends that had tickets before. I'm like, we're jacked. We're in for free.
Yep.
I go to buy a beer, not knowing you have to have a wristband. And without
I have to mention, I did say,
Don't get
why
a
don't we
beer.
just let Pat get us a beer?
I know. Hey, I was so
You know,
jacked.
the guy
I
that's got
I was,
wristbands and
I was
X's
very
on his
excited.
hands
Yeah, a
and
lot
all
of
that stuff.
adrenaline going through
And
him
I
right
will
now.
say, I have not seen Tim that excited except for maybe on birthday Tuesday at the Woe when there's a good crowd there.
Wow.
But other than
Wow.
that,
So, I'm a little excited. I need a Furious. I go up to the bar. I'm
You
like,
need a Furious.
2 Furious. I got this. I'm just saving $150. I'm buying the round.
yeah,
right?
he's like, I got these.
Money.
So the lady goes, well, where's your wristband? And I'm like, well, I didn't get one. They're like, everybody gets a wristband. What are you doing? So
Right, how
literally,
did you get in here?
there's this security, like, get these two douchebags out of here. And literally escorted out, tail between the legs, thinking, oh my God, we were in for free. Now we might not be
We're
able
not
to get
gonna see
even a
this show.
ticket at all. Turns out we paid $120 each for a ticket.
Oh, they
Wait.
did let you back in?
Well, no, we just went
Well, no,
and bought a ticket.
We
It's-
walked right out. Scalper that wanted to sell them for
Excuse me.
$200 apiece brought it down.
Well, no, I told the bouncer, I was like, oh, my friend has our 2 tickets. That's why I can't give you a physical
is that what
ticket.
you said? Because I was wondering why they just let us right back in after sneaking in.
I'm like, no, I'm gonna call him. He'll bring me the ticket outside,
Oh,
and then
okay.
he's like, oh, I see you found your friend. I'm like, yep. And well,
Yep.
See, this is where Tim's clever because I would have already been at Brothers or O'Donovan's. I mean, just saying, fuck it. Like I'm already given up by the time they
Well,
kick me out.
I've had before I was 21. We used to go to First Ave a lot, and they put black X's on your hands.
Mhm.
Well, me thinking I'm all sneaky. This did work a couple times, but you go straight to the bathroom and scrub the X's off, and then you're golden because
If you have
on a
long
regular
sleeves.
night, right? On a regular night, you don't need a wristband or whatever because you're paying. The wristband's because you're paying to get into a show, but on a regular night, you're not paying to get into First Ave. But yeah, one night we did get caught and we did get kicked out.
That's all they did, though, right?
Yeah, that's all I did.
I was seriously kind of shocked that they were just like, yeah, hey guys, just get out of here, and
But-
then
but-
come
but-
on back in. Oh, you got
the-
tickets now? Come on
the
in.
only
It was so
illegal
weird.
thing we did was just enter. But you know what? Lock that door.
No, that's
Easiest
true.
solution.
That's
Well,
so
yeah,
weird
that door
door's
right
open.
by the bathroom, right? The girls' bathroom on the balcony.
No.
No.
Their 7th Street entry has a door leading into First Avenue because it's the same building, and it was just open, and nobody was watching the door at 7th Street entry from the restaurant.
And from that
Which-
moment on, there always was a guy there. Like
And
there's a certain
we-
point in the night
we
where
went
there's
to make
always a
almost
guy.
a circle back, and
Yeah,
there
we
was a
tried it
guy.
again, and there he was, yeah.
Like,
You're like,
all right,
"Dang."
well, you know
Oh,
what?
we do have to mention that. Yeah, the first thing Tim says is, "Fuck it, let's go back." we run to the depot and try to go
Well,
back in.
that show I wanted to go see, and what's the we're
No, we
down,
had
we're,
to-
we're
we
down
had to go.
there.
And
You
that-
got to try it.
And
Right.
I brought enough money where I was like, I'm going to the show no matter what. And we forgot too. We were in that pre-show line where there's an amount of tickets still for sale,
And we
got to
literally
where there was
4
8
people
people in
ahead
front
of-
of us.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and they're
8.
like, oh, all sold out. I mean, we waited in line for like an
had a
hour in the cold. This
we
is
had a-
Valentine's Day last year, so it's cold.
We had a multitude of
Alrighty,
ways
wow.
that we were not. It seemed like the night was not on our favor.
Right, it kept
There was
kept
like just
kicking us in the
piling
ass.
on. Yeah.
But
And
and then it turned out to be honestly best show I've seen in the last 3-4 years minimum, and then
Very,
one of the
very,
best shows I've
very
ever seen. It was a really, really good time. Well, guys, we're already halfway through the show. We'll
Wow.
take our first break, and we'll come right back with the Minnesota Pubcast. Be right back from Burger Mo's.
Hey everybody, Rusty Gatenby here. So you think you've got a bad commute? Michael Francis is a Minnesota father raising his family in Orono, but he works in California, Hollywood, California.
You know, aside from the freeze-thaw cycle, which can be weekly in the winter, it is well-coordinated calendar planning.
Michael is a top executive at DreamWorks. His boss is Steven Spielberg.
Wear creative cocktail. I happen to be wearing a vintage gown, long gown.
So is Michael.
Yeah, that's right.
Together with his wife, Britt Kyla Francis, they have helped organize a one-of-a-kind charity event at the Mall of America Sunday night.
The Golden Globes, I think, of all the award shows, is always the most fun to attend because it is got great energy and it's lively and often champagne-fueled.
That's right, they're bringing the Golden Globe experience to you, and it's all to benefit St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
Our daughter was treated there for brain cancer 6 years ago.
The most remarkable thing about the hospital is that it's a research center, so in real time they share all of their research and protocols with every other hospital.
It might be cold outside, but Sunday night at the Red Carpet for Hope, the Radisson Blu Hotel will be a Hollywood hot spot.
In addition to the dinner and watching the show, where there'll be a few special moments within the show for our guests.
It's a one-of-a-kind Golden Globe event. Check out the Red Carpet for Hope. For more information, check out the Rusty Gatenby Review.
Hi, I'm Terry Daniel, and I've been a voice actor in Minneapolis for over 2 decades now. How often are you getting compliments on your voice? Now is the time to do something about it. If you're interested in getting into voiceovers, please contact me via my website at universalvoicetalent.com.
What I figured I would do is play a little atmosphere, since they're going to be a bummer as well.
Oh, okay, there we go.
So we're still sticking with the theme of the show.
Are they? When did they? Have they peaked? They peaked, right? Atmosphere.
Yeah. I mean, in my mind, they peaked with Lucy Ford, which is like 2002.
But popularity-wise, was When Life Gives You Lemons, Paint That Shit Gold. I think that was
the
top
end of
10
the
in the Billboard charts in the first
Was it
week.
really?
Yes, that
Wow.
debuted at like 5 or something, which was huge for them.
That's huge for hip hop, for a group from Minneapolis to be able to do that. I mean, hip hop is New York and California and a little dirty South. There's no Midwest. I mean, a little Detroit,
St. Louis, how about St.
Chicago.
Nelly?
I consider St. Louis dirty South.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
is
it's
that the
close
cutoff
enough.
line for
It's
you?
at least dirty.
All right, it's dirty.
I don't know about the South. Anyway, Ronnie,
Really?
Ron's daughter is back. Excuse me. Make sure I get that right. Okay, let's talk a little Oscars. We know this is right up Shelb's alley. She knows all these movies. She's seen them all, so we'll go to her for all of the details.
Please.
I have the nominees for Oscars up, and then I have the winners of the Golden Globes too. I think I kind of remember most
nominees
of them anyway.
come out tomorrow morning.
The nominees,
at like 6 in the morning West
this
Coast
is
time.
expected nominees.
And then
this is from what? Entertainment Weekly?
Weekly did a very nice piece.
Yeah, they did. Where do you want to start? We said we were going to go actor, actress, director, and best picture.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, I have actor up. Let's start there. Did you see The Judge?
Well, that's best supporting actor.
Oh,
That
we're
would
at
be
best
Robert
supporting
Duvall.
actor. Yeah, I'm
Let's
sorry.
get out of that.
Yeah, we don't need that. Let's skip ahead. My hand just hit that. That's
that
great.
was actually
that was awesome.
kind of
Okay,
appropriate.
best actress. Let's see. I have not seen any of these movies, so here's a great discussion. Shelb, we're in the same boat here.
All right.
So Jennifer Aniston is nominated or will be nominated for Cake, probably.
Cake?
Entertainment Weekly is their prediction.
Right.
Okay.
But
Predictions.
they're going to get at least 4 out of 5 on all these right. I mean,
Because there's locks.
There's
because
not going to
everybody's
be.
There's a lot of
What do you need?
I want that.
My phone?
Yeah.
To what? Hit a sound effect or
Yeah.
what do you? All right.
I'll be the sound effects for
Wow.
Going on.
right
It's gonna
now.
be the-
Yeah.
So yeah, let's
On-air production
Here's
meeting,
who.
right?
Here's who. Can you take the phone? Jason,
I can turn that down. You know.
Actually, Jason, can you take the phone?
I will in a sec. Hold
This is
on.
gonna be a
I'm
nightmare.
kidding.
All right,
you
so
guys.
Here's their predictions on Best Actress
predictions.
2015
Was that
Oscar.
predictions or predictions?
Predictions.
Prediction.
You want a
predictions
prediction?
for
Hey,
the Oscars.
We're going to Bonnaroo to South Dakota, Corona. Let's go.
Get in the truck and let's
Get in
go.
the truck. Let's go.
Let's drink
All
some beer in my truck.
Yep. Man, there's no DWIs in South Dakota.
Sitting on the dirt road.
All right. So back.
Fuck,
Wow.
kill
Can
me.
we go
That's
on?
it.
Okay.
Anyway,
All right.
Anyway.
so yeah, Best Actress nominees, possibly, according to Entertainment Weekly,
This is what they think.
as you very wisely summed up there. All right, Jennifer Aniston for Cake. I haven't seen it. Don't even think I know
Nope.
what it is.
Nobody's
me
nobody
neither.
has seen it.
Nobody
But
saw it.
Here's a. I will give you this on this though.
You give me this on this?
Jennifer
You give me
Aniston.
Dees on Dees?
We already know
These-
she's
this
hot.
is- well, no, she must be great in this because she's been as wooden as an actress has ever been, in my opinion.
Other than
She
maybe like
plays-
horrible bosses.
She plays the same person in every movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she must crush this. And she must not look good. 'Cause
Right.
There's no
'Cause it's
way
not
she's
just a
like
beauty
hot,
thing. Yep,
yeah.
yep, yep.
So she must be down and
Hollywood
out.
loves that.
Down and out,
Yeah.
no makeup.
Monsters Ball
maybe
type
put
thing.
on a couple of LBSs,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Although I
That-
actually I doubt that.
No, well, maybe I'm
Maybe
just-
they make her look like she's not completely
So-
flattering.
I'm guessing so. She must have done great work here because there's no way she's not a respected actress. She's respected like personality.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
people like her because she's bubbly or whatever. But
Well, let's just go. Let's
go
go this
okay,
way.
so-
Have you seen Theory of Anything, Still Alice, Gone Girl, or Wild? Have you
yes,
seen
I've
any of them?
seen-
You saw
I've seen
Gone Girl, right?
Yes,
Okay. Rosamund Pike.
yes.
You've seen Gone Girl?
I have.
Okay. Wow.
Christmas Day.
That's Fincher. That's
Christmas Day? What, Tinder date?
My buddy Tyler Jacobson and I
Oh,
on
so
the
yes.
couch today.
So, yeah, it was a
on
Tinder
the
date.
couch.
Well, no. So yes, he got some. It may not
Is
have been a
what we're
Tinder
saying,
date.
yeah.
Absolutely.
But bump sound effects.
Wow,
Oh,
okay.
Jesus, she won't even be able to find it anyway. It's
Oh.
like the Tinder or something. All right, kill that.
I don't know how-
Jeez.
oh,
By the
that's
way,
how-
just hit it
once
again.
again, take the phone back.
I know.
Okay, so here, so
You're
Aniston,
acting like I'm a child.
Felicity Jones from
Well.
The Theory of Everything. That's the
That's what's his name?
Oh,
wow, the genius. I actually kind of like her having that. But why can't we think of his name right now? The genius in the
The
wheelchair. He,
ALS
can't
ridden.
talk.
Wow.
Speaks through
What
a
is
computer.
this? Charades?
Holy
I don't
shit
know.
balls! We are three of the dumbest people on the
You guys,
fucking
I have
face.
no
Stephen
idea.
Hawking,
Thank you.
please.
Jeez.
Wow.
Please.
Julianne Moore and Still Alice. She's I've actually heard a lot about this movie. It sounds really good. And
She won the
she
Golden
won the
Globe.
Golden Globe, and I think she's a front runner. She plays a woman that's diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's,
Interesting.
and I think it's with her. It's kind of dealing with her.
Do not deal with my Tinder messages
I'm
over there on my
Tindering
phone.
right now.
Okay.
Get off my fucking
I think
phone.
this is a serious conversation
Okay,
about
sorry.
art.
See
okay?
how bored she is by this already?
Yeah.
God, we got 10
Over
seconds
it.
into this.
So, and that she's a gets diagnosed, and I think it's like how you deal with that, not during, like when it's really bad and you're just a shell of yourself, but that thought of what's going to happen. To
Holy,
me,
yeah,
very
that's a
interesting.
scary
And
thought.
they don't
Yeah.
cover that as much as what's happening at the time.
Okay, I like that.
I like that. Gone Girl, Rosamund Pike.
I still haven't seen it. Still don't know what it's about. I have no idea what to do with that movie. I mean, I want to see it, but
To me, it borderlined on a Lifetime movie.
really,
If it didn't have Fincher at the helm, the movie's bad.
I think what you just said was that Shelby might love it.
And Shelby probably would like that.
I love bad movies, so that's a theme.
But it's not a bad movie overall, right?
And then
Just Fincher
No,
saves it,
the
right?
first half hour was amazing.
Okay.
Because you're like, oh, what's going on?
I feel like I've heard that from multiple
And then
people.
once it gets into what's really going on, you're like, it gets a little like Lifetime-y.
Okay.
Like, ooh, battered wife, like, but that's not what's happening. You know what I mean? Just like
Yuck.
that, like.
Yuck. I don't
but,
like even just hearing
But
that.
for the 2 hours and 10 minutes or whatever it was, I was interested. It was not a bad.
Okay.
but-
If you make that into a 3-hour movie like a lot of movies these days, you
But
probably would have hated
she's
it.
playing. She's playing different kinds of like perception. Like to her husband, she's one thing, and then to her friend, she's another. And like when she's trying to get out of this relationship, sort of
Interesting.
explain. But So she's doing a lot of different sort of character roles, and
I always thought she was a good actress too. Like I don't know if I ever put her
Pike?
as great.
Rosamund Pike.
Oh no, I was talking Moore still. But no,
Julianne
Pike.
Moore
I don't
is
even know if I
obviously-
really know her.
She's been Julianne Moore. This would be her fifth nomination if she.
Your boy Ron came through with an answer on that.
What
for us.
did he say? Stephen Hawking.
Yeah.
Okay. and then according to EW, Reese Witherspoon in Wild, which is
I love
Which
Reese
Molly loved,
Witherspoon.
the normal co-host of the show. She said that was great. So
yes, and she's actually had a big year, Reese Witherspoon.
Yeah, what else was she in?
She's in Inherent Vice.
Yes,
The
yes.
PTA movie.
Yes.
I want
Is
to see
that
that.
with Joaquin Phoenix?
Joaquin
Yes.
and Brolin.
Oh, he's
and I
brilliant.
guess she's brilliant in that. So interesting. I always think here's my thing with the Best Actress is there's not a lot of great roles for women still
Yeah,
that
that's
aren't
true.
written. There's not a lot of great writing for women.
Nope.
So there's always this. It's a thin list because you have Cake, nobody's have seen it. You've had Wild, nobody's seen it. Still Alice,
Who's
nobody's
in
seen
Wild?
it. Reese Witherspoon. Like,
Okay.
There's still not great roles for women, which is it's amazing.
Although, what's her name in Birdman is supposed Emma
Watson.
Watson's supposed to have a kind of come out role.
Isn't that maybe a supporting actress?
She might have been
thing?
one of the
Yeah.
supporting actresses,
But no,
yes.
it's just interesting how.
How in 2015
you can
that's still happening?
tell, that's why Meryl Streep's had like 80 nominations because whatever she does, it's the best because there's not a lot of great things going for women. which
Meryl
is
Streep
hilarious.
does nothing for me.
No,
Does she do anything for you?
only you know what? You ever seen Deer Hunter?
Yeah.
She was like
That's
a
the
great
longest, most
young
boring movie in the history of movies, I
Oh,
think.
come on.
Other than what's considered the greatest movie of all time?
Godfather.
No.
Hocus Pocus?
No, the
Orson Welles,
Rosebud.
yeah, Orson Welles movie.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Fuck, I can't think of the name of it. But yeah, that's the only other movie that was more boring to me than.
Do you guys watch Orange is the
Deer
New
Hunter.
Black at all?
Yeah, I watched
It
both
was-
seasons.
You don't think there's any good roles in that?
No, that's TV.
Well, that's TV, and
Well,
yes,
right,
no.
but
but no, that's been a place where that's a totally female-led show.
I'm talking
Which
only
is awesome.
In
TV.
films
Actually,
is
TV.
different.
There's actually a lot of good role. Like there's a lot of good shows. Actually, the showrunner is like the director or producer of TV. That's what they call it. And there's a lot of good shows right now with like
Fargo, great. She's great. The cop in that.
the whole girls cast is good. The
show does
showrunner,
nothing for me.
she's great. It's showrunner, director, writer is a woman. Like there's a lot of good stuff for women in show.
But you're
TV,
right.
But film
hasn't gone that way yet.
It has not caught up.
You know why? There's probably not a lot of female directors still.
There's
I think
no
that's a
female
big thing.
There's none.
None. Well, the one who did Hurt Locker.
Oh yeah, Catherine Bigelow is.
There's a couple,
One
but
of
not
the
many.
only
yeah,
ones
she's
that
the only
are-
one that I don't even know her name. I mean, think about that. I
Catherine
know Hurt
Bigelow.
Locker.
Yeah,
That's
well,
it.
you know what she did? Point Break.
Oh my God.
You went.
Forget that's
Is
that
there
was
an
her
oh my-
breakout,
is there
right?
an
That
oh
was
my
one of her
God sound
first-
effects?
So, Best Actress, interesting category, but not as interesting because you're not. It's not rich. Doesn't seem like who's gonna win. Like who cares? I don't know. It just seems a little who cares.
Although, if these end up being the Best Actor nominees,
Big names.
well, but I think okay, I'll give them, and then I'm going to say I already know who won. But according to Entertainment Weekly, we're going to get Benedict Cumberbatch for The Imitation Game, which I really want to see, and I think he is an amazing actor. I think he is awesome.
Cumberbatch is. You go through the list and I'll talk about Benedict
Okay.
because I think he's
Jake Gyllenhaal for Nightcrawler, he is my favorite actor out right now. I think Jake
Top
Gyllenhaal
three.
might
He's
be
always
my
been
favorite
good.
actor right now.
top
He's
three
great.
right now. He's doing really weird things that you wouldn't think he would do when you saw him in like a rom-com
Yes.
10 years
Yes.
ago. You're like, oh, he's doing a lot of interesting work.
I went back and watched Donnie Darko years after it was
Yeah,
made.
was
and
he
went,
like 15
wow,
then? Yeah.
that was amazing. And Donnie Darko's really good, but yes, then he did kind of, like the date type movies. All right,
Yeah.
so then we get Michael Keaton for Birdman. He's going to win. I mean, Michael Keaton wins, for sure, best actor. David Aiello, how do you say that? Selma? David Aiello?
He plays
Aiello?
MLK.
Yeah, he's
in,
MLK.
And Selma.
Yep, and then you get Eddie Redmayne for The Theory of
You
Everything.
know what? He won.
He won the
He
Golden
won
Globe,
Best
didn't he?
Actor in a drama, and Keaton
Yes,
won Best
Keaton won
Actor
comedy or musical, yes.
So it's pretty much, in my opinion, between those two.
Yep.
Because I guess
I wouldn't be shocked if Eddie Redmayne won, but
He's got. You know what he does in the
Keaton,
movie?
it becomes a Lifetime Achievement Award. That's what it is for me.
But has he done enough in his lifetime to make that
I'm
like
betting
an
on it.
automatic?
No, I don't know. To me, he
I love
has, but
Keaton.
you're right. Critically wise, no, he hasn't done critically
You know what I
acclaimed
mean?
movies.
It's not like the Denzel
But
thing.
you know, like even like Gung Ho is one of the most underrated movies of all time, comedy-wise. That's a great comedy.
Beetlejuice,
that nobody even knows
Mr.
about.
Mom,
Beetlejuice. I mean, he's
Batman.
fucking amazing. Yeah,
But-
he's the original Batman in a Tim Burton Batman. I mean, he has done great things, but he's not overall a
Here's
great actor.
why I would, if you're a betting man, or if I was a betting man, Redmayne I would bet on him. Here's why. He had to go through a physical transformation to do Stephen Hawking.
Yes.
To be the ALS ridden. So there had to be a major like change in your
And Hollywood loves that.
performance. They love that kind of stuff.
Yep.
So
You're right.
that's my money right
that's
now.
the only
but
reason
I
that
want,
he would win is
I'm
because
rooting
of that.
for Keaton, and I
I want Keaton
and I
to win.
hope-
Although, did you see his acceptance speech?
It's a little weird.
What the
It was
fuck was
odd.
that? Shelby, did you happen to see this?
On the Golden
God, no.
Globes, Golden Globes, he wins, and he was like, "My real name is Michael Douglas. I'm
Well,
from Pennsylvania."
yeah, yeah.
It was weird. It was a little
But the part about his son was the part that freaked me out. Because
Like-
he goes into this whole, like, my best friend is compassionate and kind and loving and amazing and talented and beautiful and so many, blah, blah, blah. Did I mention kind? And then you're like, who's he talking about? His dying wife? Or
No, well, I mean,
like
hey,
his mother who's on her deathbed? No, just 31-year-old son who's completely fucking fine. Like, you made it sound like the kid's dying. He's just your kid. Like,
Can
and
I
that's
will-
cool. You love your kid that much. That's amazing. But I was totally going like, where is this going? Why are you so emotional right now? Your son's in the crowd. Great. Thanks. Like, it was weird. It was a weird acceptance speech.
But maybe with personal issues, his son has always been like a rock that he maybe, I don't know.
Or maybe that was he didn't have time to put that into words and try to go through all that. But to me, it was just so. Like, I thought he was going to say, and
My
it's
mom
my
died last
mom,
year.
and she just
Yeah,
died,
yeah.
or she's literally in the hospital right now, and we're pulling the cord after I win this. Like, that's
Wow,
what, I mean,
wow.
that's what it sounded like.
I'm
It was that
returning
dramatic.
the rented
He's
cuck,
crying,
and
yes.
we're pulling the cord.
Yes, like right after I take the bow tie off,
Yeah.
she's done. Like, that's what it sounded like, and it was, yeah, and it's my kid. He's right there. Do we want to go best picture then best director?
Yeah, let's do picture.
All right. Now they give 8, I think here.
They moved. It used to be 5, and
Well,
it
it's
went
whatever
to
they
10.
want now, isn't it?
It went to not maximum. There used to be maximum 5,
Okay.
and then it went to maximum 10 now. And
But there
it's
can be
only-
7, right?
There could be 7. In the last couple years, it's been 9
Okay.
because they haven't thought there has been enough movies.
All right. So this year they're saying, and Shelby's falling
yawning
asleep here.
at-
Wow,
Good
this is a
God.
good conversation
No,
about
and feel free if you have anything to
I
fucking
don't.
add over there.
Nope, I don't.
Um,
Besides that, thank God Aaron's getting me another beer.
Oh wow!
Jesus.
Wow.
Okay, so we have American Sniper. Shelby, do you know what American Sniper is? The one with Bradley Cooper.
He plays an American sniper.
No way.
I knew you couldn't imagine it going that way.
Is it the one where his wife is like on the phone with him,
Yes. Yep.
and then
Very
she's
dramatic
talking
trailer.
To him?
But it's a true story, and the guy he plays was actually recently murdered by another Marine
Who had
at a
PTSD.
driving range. That had
At a driving range, huh? So he took a golf ball
Shooting range.
and drove that shit right into his skull.
Can you tell
Oh
it's
my
not-
God, you guys, we should not be laughing about
Can
it.
you tell? No,
No, it's
but
good. Well, actually,
at a shooting range. Excuse me.
if you heard this guy's story, have you heard the people that aren't a big fan of this picture talk about this guy? Like
Cool guy.
Here's what I
the
worry
American
about.
Sniper, the whole Bradley Cooper's character is considered the most deadliest American troop
was a
soldier of all
he
time.
killed them all, like, he was amazing.
He sniped like over 200 people, like literally. And in the trailer he even says, like I will go to God and answer for every shot I took. Like great American.
Brilliant.
The whole
By the way,
thing
that was
is
a brilliant Southern accent right there.
Thanks.
Best one I've ever heard.
But from what I've heard, the guy was racist as fuck. He hated Iraqis. What I'm trying to say is I think they might have shed him in a very nice light in this movie, and
Okay,
he may
that
not have
makes
been that
sense.
person. But anyway, so we got American Sniper, Birdman, as we talked about, Michael Keaton, Boyhood, my favorite movie of the year, but it's only one of the 3 I've seen. Grand Budapest Hotel, which won Best Picture,
Comedy.
right? Or Best Comedy Picture, yes.
No,
Comedy or
excuse
musical,
me.
wasn't it?
No, it won comedy. Yes,
Yes,
He's
comedy
only
musical.
One director.
And to which Bald Brian on Corolla's podcast is just fucking beside himself. He thinks it's the worst movie.
What,
He's like, how the
Budapest?
hell could that be? Yeah. Grand Budapest Hotel was not a great movie. It was definitely not a bad movie in any way. Imitation Game, that's the Benedict Cumberbatch, the spy one. Nightcrawler, the Gyllenhaal, Selma. Obviously, if you don't know what Selma is, go grab a history book. Shelby. And the theory of everything, again, is back to Stephen Hawking. And then Whiplash, which hasn't come up yet. But did you see Whiplash?
No, I've seen the trailer, and it's to me, it's the one movie I probably want to see that the most because the intensity of J.K. Simmons. J.K. Simmons. He's probably gonna win Best Supporting Actor, and his role of this intense teacher, a drum teacher or music teacher, but he's teaching.
Oh yeah, he was just on Jimmy Fallon.
It looks insane.
We finally found an angle on shelf there.
Yeah, it looks insane, and I like the
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the angle that it's going because you don't find any. Our culture doesn't think that that's a good way to teach people anymore. Is
the music part?
No,
or
and people in general to be intense in their face, to wear them down and break them down,
like a football coach type thing.
Right. So to me, I mean, I'm not saying I don't know if that is a way to do it, but that our culture has totally gotten away from that, and nobody does that anymore. And I kind of like
the Oprahization of our culture, or
like,
whatever you want to call it.
You need to coddle, the coddleization. Everybody needs an award.
Everybody's number one.
Good. Everybody's number one. And I like what they're doing with. I like that. So that's
cool
interesting to me. That's interesting, but that's obviously not going to win.
No.
It's between. There's 3 movies in my opinion.
Boyhood won the Golden Globe.
Boyhood, Birdman,
and
Selma to me.
Don't you think Selma is kind of the? Don't they win it because of the topic a little? Or wouldn't they have a good chance because of that?
There's a lot of things in Selma's
politically correct.
corner. It's Oprah Winfrey's in it.
Yep.
Or probably produced.
But she's a producer.
Put money up on,
a ton of money into it. Yeah.
That's the only reason she gets a role. But it's topical because we've had all the Ferguson, New York stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's topical, like, you know what I mean. It seems we need to know. We need to still understand these type of things. It seems very like poignant to the times.
Yep.
And it's the reviews have been smashing. 99% on Rotten Tomatoes. Everybody's saying it's great. So that to me, it seems like, oh, this is actually very in the moment. It needs to be recognized and still thought about. So that might push it over the edge.
I think that actually is it. I think that's why it wins. Although Boyhood or Birdman, even though I haven't seen Birdman yet, those two should probably be it. One of them.
Don't you think you give Boyhood because who's making that movie ever again? You can make Selma anytime.
Yes.
But you take 12 years to film every once, like a month out of those 12 years, and the same people, and you watch them grow as in Boyhood. Who's ever doing that again?
You can't. Nobody else is going to try.
In a narrative, not in a documentary,
yeah.
but in a narrative film. That's insane.
No, and Shelby, let's just bring her into this little. Richard Linklater has made the movies he makes are all dialogue. There's no real action. It's just a story about life. Like, have you seen Dazed and Confused?
Yes.
That's Richard Linklater. All right.
I actually just watched his
audition.
Yes.
No, I just was talking about
that.
We
were just talking about that. I haven't
seen
it.
His Matthew McConaughey's Dazed and Confused audition.
It was just on Facebook, yeah.
And he looks like a beach
bum
young. Stallion.
Well, you know, he's from
he's hot.
Texas. Richard Linklater and him know each other. Like, they're friends.
I just listened to the WTF podcast
of Linklater.
Yeah. Guess what? They're both their dads. Linklater's and McConaughey's dads played on the University of Houston
football together.
Football team.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That's
so
and
crazy.
They didn't know
it until years later, right?
Until years later when they're like, oh, Matthew's in Dazed and Confused, McConaughey. And he says his dad played for Houston. He's like, oh, my God. Like, what? The what?
Yeah.
Like,
what the what?
That's insane.
Yeah,
but
I'm like, what the what? Have you guys seen? No.
Wow.
Good reference, show.
So,
Jimmy Fallon and will.i.am video? You've seen that?
No,
I haven't. I actually have heard references to it, but I've never seen it.
Oh my God! And you guys are all over me about not seeing.
No, actually, this is why we bring in the 22-year-old. We do need somebody to keep us hip.
Are you only
just
22?
let you know, I'll be 23 on the 25th. So
got 11 days.
Golden birthday's coming up in 3 short years.
2.1.
What do you mean 2.1?
Well, it'll be 2, yeah.
And okay.
Right,
I got it.
We all on the same page there? Everybody got the math down? All right, best director.
It's obviously less than 2.1, but Let's
According
disregard
to
that.
EW, Entertainment Weekly.
EW. Wow, you're savvy.
EW.
It's like you live in LA.
Entertainment Weekly.
Give me my sound effects back, by the way. I'd be hitting shit right now, I think, and I'd be nailing it, but you're
Wow.
over there responding to my Tinder. Oh, Jesus Christ. Speaking of Tinder, Nightmare.
Yeah, Nightmare. Wow.
Speaking
That
of
was
Tinder,
really well done.
Speaking of Tinder.
Spreaker, give me another beer.
Speaking
Spreaker. What?
of Tinder, you have a couple girls messaging you right now.
Wow.
Does one of them have like a website where I can see
yeah.
more pics of
Jason,
them?
please
'Cause
tell me this is not one of your profile pictures on Tinder. Are you fucking kidding me?
Whoa.
Why are you going through my Tinder right now?
Creeper!
What do I have on there? I don't
Can
even
I
know.
tell you? Hold on a second.
I look good.
The
That's a bad one.
majority, oh my god.
Hold on.
The majority of girls say no to you because of this is your first
The only
picture?
nobody ever looks at the other ones unless
No,
you're like,
they don't.
you're Brad Pitt on there. You know what I mean?
This is like, hi,
Your
I'm
first
a
one
creeper.
should be your glamour shot. You know?
Jason,
Look,
come on.
I am not on Tinder.
Like, this should maybe be your first one, but
I hate
probably
having a
not
girl in it.
because
Yeah,
you
you
have
can't
a
have a
girl
girl
in
in
You're
it.
like, oh, he's dating.
This is from 10 years ago.
Oh,
I look good.
okay,
by the way.
I'm sure the listeners are.
They're enjoying the
really
shit out of this.
intrigued.
The visual's really good for radio.
You're like, I'm
Um,
sure this one, you're not even describing what you're seeing.
Well, ladies, log on to Tinder.
Log on to Tinder.
I'm in St. Paul,
So
so
go radio-
if
put
you're
your
within a
radius-
certain
put your
amount of
Radius
miles,
on.
I'm 34, and you can check it out.
A young 34.
A very,
Oh.
very young.
Don't-
Put your age
34.
range to old.
And very immature.
Wow.
Very
Yeah.
immature. 34.
Yeah.
All right, we got like 2 minutes left. Let's
Really?
get through Best Director quick. I know time flies when you're having fun. Wes Anderson has no shot for Grand Budapest Hotel, not for Best Picture on the Oscars.
Here's the thing about Anderson. You either love those kind of movies he's making or you hate him, and the critics love him. His intricate detail is
Where do you
insane.
fall into
I
that?
do like
See, I like him. I don't love him.
Tenenbaums and Rushmore are phenomenal.
See, I didn't
very,
like those two.
very good movies.
I liked Moonrise Kingdom and Grand Budapest Hotel more.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Well,
it's weird.
And I liked, I liked the last couple months. He had a little bit of a dry spell with like Darjeeling Limited and
Oof, that was bad.
Steve Zissou, Life Aquatic.
Oh.
Was not good.
No. And I
But-
love Bill Murray. What's up, sis?
So
You cut
anyway,
us off?
so
Wow,
Wes
we're
Anderson,
getting kicked out,
this
though.
is one of those movies that it's kind of like he's back to his form. Let's reward that. Let's make him understand he needs to keep making these movies.
You're right, and
You know what I
then
mean?
Hollywood likes to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You got Whiplash in there. The guy for Birdman, what did he win at the Golden Globes? Because he was up on the
Best,
stage.
he won
Screenplay or something?
Screenplay,
Okay,
original screenplay, which is
I
probably
liked
he's
him.
gonna win that.
Yeah, I liked him. He seemed he
Have you
seemed
seen any of his other?
charismatic or
Have you
something.
seen Alejandro Iñárritu's other movies?
No.
You haven't?
But I loved when Keaton said, from now on, any actor in Hollywood will do any movie you want.
He's done
He's
a lot
obviously
of
good.
films.
Well, in the thought of that movie being shot in one shot, I mean, at least to look that
Trying to
way,
look that way.
is so cool. Like,
Yeah.
that is such a cool idea. That's, to me, actually, that's a more difficult and cooler idea than the 12 years.
Interesting.
Which brings us to Boyhood. That's the other one.
Linklater.
I really want that one to win, but I don't know.
and then Morton. They think Morton
Tildum, probably?
Tildum from The Imitation Game is
Tildum,
also.
Tildum?
But that seems boring to me.
Imitation Game doesn't win, even though it's probably a great movie.
But you know what? That's like you can make Imitation Game any year because it's a historical.
Another one, like Selma.
Film.
I
And
agree.
Linklater,
So-
you got to give it to Linklater because he
gotta.
took that time and he took that effort. And
Did you watch that yet? Have you seen
I have
Boyhood
not
yet?
seen it,
Oh,
but
it's so good.
if you're doing something that's thought of as an interesting, new, fresh idea, and everybody thinks it's a great movie, like what else do you need to do?
Yeah. Well,
You know
but
what I
you
mean?
know what though, and this kind of goes into like
Like-
Dazed and Confused and stuff. His movies are so good and so kind of subtle too. They're like you
People
just gotta
can
if you get
describe
it, you get
some
it. If you
of
don't, you don't.
As boring.
Because if I describe Dazed and Confused to you, it is, hey, a bunch of school kids get out of school on the last
It's
day of
the
school
last-
and try to go to a party, and the party gets canceled, and they find stuff to do. That's the plot for that movie,
When I
and
was
it's one of the
listening-
greatest movies I've ever seen.
When I'm listening to his podcast on WTF with Mark Maron, they talk a lot about he does time. His films are about time.
and what it means to your
what
life.
It means, you know what I mean? Like all this before
midnight, after sunrise, all that.
Before sunset.
Those movies are
just
so good.
About a day and time in your like experience during that this like moment.
In connection with other humans.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
So good. Well, we bored the shit out of Shelby for the last half hour. I hope we didn't kill her dad. I mean, he was listening. Maybe he's stuck in there. He might have given up, though, on us, too.
He loves movies, so.
Well, yeah, so he probably got that. But, well, guys, we're out of time. I really do appreciate you sitting in.
Glad to be here.
We'll have you on another time whenever Molly decides to not do the show. Anyway, we'll see you tomorrow night, though, with Molly. I will be back at O'Gara's, and we're back here at Burger Mo's next Wednesday, back at O'Gara's next Thursday, and then things change a little bit. We're into the Alive and Social Studios after that. But thanks for listening. We'll be back tomorrow. Sorry. Why are you looking at me like that, Shelby? Do you want to add something before we get out of here?
Conversation.
Wow. Sorry, it's not about Taylor Swift.
Tim, you're welcome back anytime you'd like.
Absolutely.
Shelby, go fuck yourself. And it's been a really good show. Thanks, guys.
That's.